Greens guys, hope these are all doing well. This is Blight's Resh, and today I figured we'd do the Stabber. Yeah, I've decided to do like more cruiser PvP and stuff as opposed to like frigates and destroyers. This is done very well for me. I haven't really got too many 1v1s against cruisers and stuff, but against like destroyer gangs and like frigate gangs we've had a lot of. So there's probably going to be a part 2 to this video, so don't expect much like cruiser stuff, like cruiser on cruiser. But I hope to do another, like a part 2 with all that kind of stuff. So it's mostly like against like destroyers and stuff. Some good footage. I'm surprised how well this did actually. This is like a lot of people that feel sleep in the Stabber, right? There's that meme that like Stabber's like the best destroyer in Eve or frigate or whatever. And because of this, a lot of people consider it like weaker or very weak in forms of tank. But with the adaptive and the extra large ancillary shield booster, this thing boasts a very impressive tank that most people won't like expect. And with the 2 newts, it helps with tracking the smaller stuff, right? You cycle both of them on like something like a frigate or something, it will eventually cap them out with your on top of your speed. Should be able to gain transversal and track relatively well. We also have the drones to help with the frigates, but again, like most competent frigate or destroyer gangs are probably going to try and get rid of the drones. So you just be careful on like top of your drone management. There's not really too much to add to this. Basically, you're going to be keeping most things like 7k, hoping to nude it out and then track well. Just keep an eye on your extra large ancillary charges. Don't like over rep. And yeah, that's pretty much using a standard blue pill. You can definitely use an improved if you wish. I feel like I do better with standard blue pill. There's also to add a Paralancia is definitely a good call as opposed to an overclocker. I like the extra speed, but the Paralancia will do well because once you knew out those frigates, you should be able to track anyways. But the extra speed does help with this. But yeah, man, this thing does like a lot of DPS, mean tank for a Stabber. People kind of look down on it, so yeah, done a lot of good things with this. So let's get into the fights. Okay, for our first fight, we've got this little destroyer gang by Yondu. Big shout out to these guys, man. I'm always getting good fights from these guys. Love them. So my thinking is going for the Dragoons first. I think this is a wrong call. In hindsight, I should have went to the Cormorant, but I was worried that these guys were going to be like super newt fit. Just like get rid of our cap, kill our adaptive, and potentially turn off our AB as well. Just making it like hard for us to track them. The good thing about medium guns have no problem really tracking cruisers, man, just because of destroyers, sorry, just because of their large sig. So this is incredibly easy to track these guys. You'll see that these Dragoons like go down very quickly. You'll notice they aren't doing too much tank does. They're not punishing our tank too well here. I've got like loads of charge left. I'm sitting pretty here at this moment. I see Faye that came in there to Thrasher to lend us a hand. Thank you for that. He does go down very quickly. But thank you for the help, man. He was he's ex Future Can, one of us. You went pirate, but props for him for being very brave there. So I'm still working down this Dragoon. The rest have left. I should have probably bait tanked a bit more. Maybe more of them would have stayed. This Cormorant ends up staying. Mad lad. I guess because he's long point, he was thinking I could maybe kite us out and potentially get rid of the rest of our tank. I'm not too sure. But I have plenty of tank to spare. It's not looking very good for this pure Cormorant. But yeah, like destroyer gangs and frigate gangs are like a really good shout for you to fight in a Stabber. You shouldn't have too much problem with tracking, especially against destroyers. Okay, here we have a fight against initially a Caracal. I caught this guy has been siege green and I'm actually expecting a blob here. I'm hoping to either kill the Caracal first or the blob is something I can manage. There's a lot of mistakes that happen in this fight. I fail so that you don't, alright? Learn from my mistakes. Become a better pilot than I, which doesn't take much. So I want to catch this Caracal. I'm expecting to be rapid light long point. It's weird. I wasn't expecting a whip, but it doesn't matter too much in this fight. So I ram him. Okay, Harpy's coming in. Thrasher, sweet. Okay, this is alrightish. Anything more and I'd consider it be a bit rough for me. I take my newts off of the Caracal, looking to cycle them on the Harpy. Newt that out. Heat management wasn't on point here, boys. Let's just put that in there. I'm still getting used to like more motion management as opposed to being in a frigate. And this like fight gullible people. I've given myself excuses here. The Caracal looks like very well. I turn off heat in the guns. Don't turn off heat in the newts. This is bad. This is where the mistakes happened. we might end up burning out our guns. But I feel like I'm doing well. I've got a caracal sorted. Once we should have that harpy relatively close to being neutered out. And there it happens. If I didn't burn out my guns, I could have killed this goddamn caracal. Or we might still. Alright, nah, we don't kill him because I do bad things. I like to try and escape as opposed to approaching. If we approach this guy or heat or scram, our drones maybe would have finished them. You'll notice that the scram also drops off of the harpy at one point. And if we killed the caracal with the long point, we would have been able to dip. That's what makes me so angry, but it's so good because it shows I have like a lot of improvement to go, right? Like just a bit more heat management. There's also insult to injury here. You might see that one of our newts isn't burnt out, and I should have clocked on to think that, oh, maybe our guns aren't burnt out. Yeah, some of our guns aren't burnt out, which we do end up noticing at the end of this fight, where it doesn't really matter. so a whole host of mistakes, man, but learn from my mistakes. Alright, here we have a fight against a Draugr. I'm basically hoping to catch this guy before he pulls range, expecting to be like long point, but it seems to be like a weird brawling fit. So I'm feeling like this will be easy to track this. I know this guy's probably gonna have an insane tank, so I'm really relying on my newts to do their work, right? The NU also comes in, and I'm like, oh no. I feel like that's what sort of tipped it in. Like bad news for me. I was really hoping to like 1v1 this Draugr. It's gonna be so tanky. But I just keep on working in this Draugr. The NU appears to be long point, probably rails, right? Yeah, rails. And I just continue working this guy down. I favor heat on the newts as opposed to the guns. That could also be a problem or a mistake. I also nearly mess up my rep charges just because of the insane amount of DPS that Draugur's got. Right, it's like cycled his gun up, his void ray, whatever the people are saying. Yeah, that's doing like a lot of DPS on me, man, like ridiculously so. So I need to keep an eye on this. I'm running dangerously low on my my charges, and it's looking pretty dire here, man. I think I've lost this. I felt like I could have had the Draugr, but he starts pulling rage. Maybe if I started approaching him, we'd have had it, because I feel like he was very pressured there, either newt wise or like yeah, probably newt wise, and he pulls range. This is very rough for me. Could potentially get reload off in their shield booster, but it's not looking very likely. The NU seems to appear that's like it's going to finish us, and it does. Okay, here's a neat little fight against like a sort of kitey gang. This is another great thing about the Stabbers. That's a really nice fall off range. So as opposed to say something like a Rupture or Moa that's like a brawl fit, if you don't have an MWD in your AB fit, you're kinda buggered if something like looks to kite you out. Whereas, say, like, with a Stabber, you can still, like, kite quite far. So I see all these guys are kiting me, and I think the Enyo is going to be, like, hard tackle for him, so I'm like, alright, sweet. Let's try and kill that. We can tank these guys relatively fine. You notice I start off with thermal ammo. I do end up switching that to fusion, don't worry. Thermal's, like, one of the worst ammos you can shoot at an Enyo. Don't do that. So I switched to fusion. I'm hoping to at least kill this Enyo. I should have maybe cycled my newts one after the other, not like that. Like, so that, like, as one's completed and the other one's halfway through. So we're constantly, neuting, right? That's what you want to sort of be doing if you have two newts. So I killed the Enyo. I'm pleased. Like, S-pause is right. If I lose my Stabber here, I'm pretty much Gucci. But I hope to at least to take one more with me. Because, like, these guys are going to kite me out, man. It's going to be so frustrating. So I aim for the DD. He seems to be sitting relatively, what's it called? Stationary. I mean, nearly get him before he warps off, which I'm gutted about, man. And it'd be a shame. Like I was hoping Dark Magni would mess up and get a bit closer, but he wasn't keen. He wasn't getting close. But his hookbill buddy made a mistake and stayed around for a bit too long, which allows us, just because of the far fall off in the drones, right, and get some good hits, and we do eventually end up getting his hookbill, which is sweet, man, because you wouldn't really get something like this with a Rupture or more. But yeah, GF boys. Alright, cool. On to another mistake here. Omen Navy issue comes into me. Basically want to catch him before he pulls range. All Omen Navies are kitey. So I catch him. Easy play. This is pretty much GG, right? You'd think. But me being scared of his one small newt, it's like, alright, sweet. Let's orbit 7.5k. This will be smart. Without overheat scram. And we do let's scram. Okay, it's fine. It's like that won't come into play whatsoever in the rest of the fight. So we get him super low. I believe our friend here is probably spamming the hell of his MWD, waiting for my scram to drop here. And oh, look at that! It drops. This was bad, man. I should have been like orbiting close or just like approaching, man. At that point, I would have had him. But he escaped our goddamn scrap range, and this puts me into a really bad situation. Thankfully, he's really low, and imagine he might be hurting for cap or something. So he does stay around and plink away at me. I'm hoping to maybe get some good fall-off hits on him and take him down, but I do eventually end up running. So don't be like me. Don't warp into Omen Navy either. Okay, here's another fight against the Yondu boys, man. Again, another big shout, man. I'm loving the fights I'm getting against you guys. I appreciate it. So basically, my primary is the Courser. I want to eliminate DPS, and Courser does like a lot of DPS, and especially against my resistances. The Cormorant's going to be my second primary, just because he's blaster and again big DPS. Then I'm probably just going to work out down the frigates. I do try and bait tank in this one. I think the Courser does end up escaping, unfortunately. But yeah, very close to getting him. Then we go for the Cormorant. I keep phase because I feel like that's probably the best shout here. Maybe fusion would have been better. But once we start working down this Cormorant, again, no problem tracking here. I'm curious to see how well we track the frigates. And trying to bait tank here. I should have probably done a better job. Should have bleeded a bit more armor there, to be honest. We were fine, man. Look at the amount of charges we have. So yeah, Tormentor's next. Keep it 7.5. Tracking very well. I guess it was because he was just approaching. He goes down very quickly. So that is based on to the Punisher, right? I don't use my charges here, just to like give the Punisher some form of hope. I'm sorry, boys, but never like GF right now. I like these fights, man. Very appreciated. We don't eventually get the Ares, but yeah, we have no problem tracking this Punisher once we knew out all this stuff. Pull a lot better range, you know, it's super easy on us. So yes, good fights, boys. Good fights indeed. And okay, on to our last fight. It's not too impressive, but just included because everyone hates Jag, so yeah, F this guy. I basically keep it 7.5k, newt him out, and Jag's like easy, man. You need to like do very bad things to, you know, kill its AB, its MWD, like, you know, no problem tracking, and he'll go down like a sack of bricks. Super easy. So just to know, it's usually the gang behind the Jags need to worry about, but thankfully this was a solo Jag, and yeah, just like, you know, proof of concept, it's pretty easy to kill Jags. Most of the AFs are pretty easy just because of the dual newts. And yeah, I don't know, it's just something satisfying about killing Jags. Yes. And there we have it. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely looking to get a part 2 out, right? If I get more like fights against gangs, but I want to try and get some like 1 versus 1 cruiser stuff, just to see how well it fares. I do feel like that's the stabber sort of niche though. Going against like destroyers and frigates, AFs, this kind of smaller stuff. I can't see it doing too well against like actual proper cruisers. But I'm looking to try, right? Like, I'd be curious to see how well it does against like FX or it has in like Newt Fit. Ruptures, you know, like what's it called? Thorax, you know, these kind of things. Just to see how it does hold up, man. Like maybe against a MOA, maybe the newts end up like, you know, unit out somewhat. I don't know. Like, I'm curious. So I'll roam about more and then try and get part 2 out. Yeah, so I do hope this you enjoyed this. Maybe fly some stabbers, because it's cheap, good fun, right, man? People are sleeping on the stabber and it's still doing quite good work. We didn't get any insane kills there, but it just sort of shows, right? Because even against like those gangs, we still have like a plunge charges left, so it gives you a kind of idea as to what scale of like a frigate or destroyer gang you can go for without struggling. So yeah, yeah, enjoy this. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, regional equivalent. I have to plan. I'll catch you in the next one. Oh.